Hey, how y'all doing out there? Listen, in the interest to defend myself, not only my character and who I am as a person, and for the many people that's come here to Bonnie Lee Farm that are worried about what happened here or this new incident. I'm also just been threatened. I just found out, written about, I don't know, probably early this morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning. The landowner here decided to write this big broad statement and told some really vicious lies, and I understand why, because of what she did was so pathetic and weak that you're gonna have to demonize the person. She had to make me look bad to make herself look anywhere good in this, instead of just saying, I'm sorry, I was off my meds and I took it out on you. No, we're not going to get that. We're gonna demonize Bill Bunting. So I just want to explain something real quick, because she did threaten to have me charged with assault. She threatened to have Ravana, the girl that lives here as well, that she's going to charge me with assault, which she said she wouldn't, didn't know nothing about it. And my wife Karen too. She said that that's her name written in here. So she has two other women that she's saying that I've been verbally assaulting since I've been here, I guess. So I've been here 16 months and everything. I got 16 months worth of video. And that's the first thing I want to say. Y'all that know me and know this situation, this is for you. This ain't gossip. This is because she wrote something on the Bonnie Lee Farm page and y'all saw it. And Karen's son Norm had sent it to me via YouTube. And thank you, Norm. And I'm reading it, and I just was like, wow. And then here come Ravana and Steve walking out of the house. And this was she posted it at like 4 o'clock this morning, because she lives like a night owl, and that's fine. A lot of people live like a night owl. That ain't no thing. But what I'm saying, I didn't see it right when it got posted. That's what I'm trying to say. They were leaving, and I'm like, man, what's up with this and that? And I mean, I'm upset. They said they didn't know nothing about it, and asked for Bonnie. She, we was there. You really gonna press charges on me? She's like, no, Bill, no. And I was like, Steve, the things that we've hollered at each other about as men, me being mad at you, me being mad at me, you really, like think I'm beating on you and everything? And he's like, no, I got nothing to do with what she wrote. So they ain't got nothing to do with what she wrote. And I just asked Karen about it, and Karen's gonna be fired up when she finds out. Let's just put it that way. For one, somebody beat on her man. I mean, you don't get this kind of stuff right there. I didn't get that old Balboa look right there for beating on your page. So there's some things I just want to point out here in her little story. And this is to defend myself, y'all, because that's what we need to do. And anytime any one of y'all feel like you need to defend yourself, tell me your story. I'll listen. That's what we need to do. Throw it all out there and open, right? You want to cast aspersions on my character and lie about what Bonnie Lee Farm really is, page. No, Bonnie Lee Farm is what I made of it. And I'm not trying to be egotistical or greedy about that, but it was nothing before I came here. It had no donations before I came here, and all of a sudden it did, because I brought people here out of love. You offered me the place because I was in a bad situation. Karen was going back up to Ohio, and I was in Georgia after another landowner had just screwed me. So I was wary of this, but I went ahead and did it anyway. I cut you a lot of slack, Paige, because you are admittingly PTSD. You were eating mushrooms and doing so much better. She was taking psilocybin mushrooms, and y'all, when she would eat the mushrooms, she'd be fine. Days later, she would be fine. She would laugh at the TV. But over the last 5 or 6 weeks, Steve had left. She has to be cared for in a lot of different kind of ways, and Steve does that. He's a caretaker, and he's a damn good brother like that. And I get on to him about that. I'll go on and say that. I get in it. I call him an ass kisser sometimes, and I get on to him. But really, what Steve is a caretaker. So sorry, Steve Hugito. I've been a poor brother to you on that issue, where I thought maybe we could quit enabling them and they would get better, like through self-awareness. You have a very important role, and I see it because Steve and Ravana were gone, and it was just me, Paige, and a boy named Mike Matasic here. And Mike Matasic can tell you how it is, and he can tell you that I can throw a fit and that I walk off a lot of times. But it's not like all this shit happens all the time, like she's trying to make it sound. This is one incident, y'all, in a dozen over 16 months. So maybe once a month somebody hollers at each other around here. I actually think that's pretty fucking good for communities of different people, especially when three of them are on mental disability. Paige, Steve, and Ravana are all on PTSD or some type of mental disability. I'm the only one here that just has no income. So I was the worker, and this was all working out fine, like I said. But here we go again. Let's get back on the track, because I'm really upset, man. As much as I help this place and these people, as deep as I got with them, y'all, as deep as I talk with y'all, can you imagine the people I live with? even when it caused me trouble with my own wife. She couldn't understand why I couldn't let some things go, and I kept working with them and working with them. Yeah, I'm tough love, but I had never abused, assaulted anybody verbally, unless there was one time I hollered at Steve and threatened him after he slung. He threw a fit because he's got PTSD, and he got rage problems too, like everybody else here. And he slung gravel all over Karen's car, so I ran up to his truck and said, "Motherfucker, you do that again, I'll beat your ass." To be honest with you, if he wasn't a 64-year-old man, he'd been a 54-year-old man like me, I'd have laid him out. But because you don't fuck somebody's car up because you're having a fit. That's the worst thing too, by the way, that's happened out here as far as people getting in each other's face, except for when I first came here. The first time I came here, I had been doing some drinking, and Paige was doing a bunch of whining on the porch, and I was basically like, "Why don't you grow up?" I mean, I couldn't believe the way these people were. She wound up hitting me that night too. So this ain't the first time Paige has abused me and hit me because I told her to tighten up and pull her big boy pants on. They freaked me out 16 months ago. I got hit for it, and I just got hit for it now because I wasn't going to back off. The whole thing evolved over. Paige supplements marijuana for when she don't take her meds, and now she's just been supplementing without taking her PTSD meds. These are Paxil and Seroquel. When people get off of these meds, they go crazy. She's on the high doses of this stuff and the Seroquel XR, so you can't just in and out. There, you got it. She should have never got on it or just stayed on it. Like I said, she'd been treating that with psilocybin mushrooms. That's fine. That was actually showing improvement, getting her away from the TV. But like I said, over the last 5 weeks, we have had no car. It's only been us here and a guest, and we ain't been. Me and Mike's had to walk to the store to get groceries. We had one party where a guest came, and she had to get the girl to take her to the grocery store and bought her groceries for her. And I'm like, wow, what are you doing? These guests came in here. But things had really been tough and stressfully because she's got like a car in the shop, and they were threatening her, sending her the certified letter. Well, she was back to her old state when I came here. That what she's claimed had made her so better, and where she's so better, she was right back at kissing the TV, never getting off the news channel. 24 hours while she was up. The whole time she was up is back in her chair, back with her laptop in there, typing away, typing senators, telling them how much she hates Trump, hates this, hates that. Everything's bad. Everything CNN says is bad. Everything CNN says is good. Locked into that TV hell. Now you see why I talk about it, y'all. Now you see why I talk about it. I've seen her in front of it, and she acts like this, and then I seen her away from it, and she don't. So any of y'all that know that, or you're one of them, get away from the TV. If you're talking to the TV out loud, if you make sure everybody in the house knows at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning what the breaking news is of CNN, you know. So I saw the signs of it, but once again, I never saw nothing like this coming up. No, nothing. I never saw nothing. I saw some letting go of some stuff coming up. I saw some hollering coming up, especially about that TV. Because man, I don't like sitting around. When I sit around and burn one, and I would say, you know, we're normal people around here, by the way. When I sit around and burn one, I don't want to talk about business. I don't want to talk about Trump. I don't want to. I want to enjoy the spiritual and the calming effects of the weed. Lee Gillespie's on here. Lee Gillespie is a friend of mine, probably since she's known my sister, which has been decades. She saved my dog's life. This woman knows me from Columbus, Georgia. She'll tell you what kind of man I am. Look, I might be hard, but I'm fair, and this is what I'm saying. I don't even believe I'm defending myself. Well, as this build up, I'm gonna get back to the story. As this was building up, um, Mike saw it, and Mike Matasik's out there, and I'm not trying to put him on the scene, but he can at least vouch for me that he left because there's an evil in the house, y'all. It was building up like a negative energy, like a vacuum. It used to stay down when I lived there. You hardly ever felt it. But the black mold just jumped up. That's what's in my face. I got black mold in my face from living in the house during the winter. It's probably killed animals in there. I mean, I don't know what to say about that part. I don't want to get to that, but I'm just saying there's also an evil that comes with it, or negative. I don't want to say evil so much. It's how about this negative that just likes bad things. It likes you to feel sad. It likes the anguish, the depression that is feeding off these people that live in this fucking house because these fucking man-made meds. Like I said, the only cool time was when the shrooms were here and everybody was all bebopping around and everything was cool, y'all. That was like a whole friggin' that that was months. That was like probably a big part of the time I was here, at least 9, 10 months while I was here. People and but they never quit their meds like this thing going on. Now after this um, Anyway, we got up to talk about smoking this damn, or about these people coming here, or this boy that she was talking about, some guy named Gary, and he worked for her when she first had this house, and she would pay him like some ridiculous amount, like 100, $200 a day. He worked on a house. He was a meth head. They did pill deals together. She had pills that she would sell. See, this is why I don't like free pills. I think everybody should have to pay for them. That way you don't selling them. You shouldn't be selling your medications. And she was selling it. She sold some pills to this guy, and he never paid her back. Well, he pops up about a month ago and asked her if she needed some work. And then he asked me, and he asked her first if she wanted to buy some meth. And then when she said, no, we don't do that, he turned around and he said, hey, brother, you want to buy some meth? And I said, man, you talking to the wrong motherfucker. There's your truck. See you, son. And so I walked away from him. But she wanted to bring him here, saying he's down on his luck. And so if you're down on your luck, meth head, and he's coming here with what little bit we got, we ain't going to have. Well, that guy, when I was telling her that, and both Steve and Ravana said no, it kind of got Steve fired up, because a while back, me and him got into an argument because he wanted to bring a 39-year-old homeless man here, which was a 39-year-old black man, homeless guy that was like 6.5 foot, and we didn't know nothing about him. And instead of saying, hey, come for a camp out, he was like, hey, just come live here and we'll get you off the street. We like to do a meet and greet first, because guess what? And here's my reasoning. And this is why they still don't see it, y'all. They still don't see the reasoning why I want to vet somebody before they come here. For one, that Susan lady came here and completely ripped us off. But the other thing is, if you bring a 30-year-old man here, if you bring a 39, you bring somebody physically conditioned and off the streets and admitted on drugs and having a drug issue and really bad problems, homeless problems, and you can't physically remove them off the property yourself, and you live 30 minutes away from any police action whatsoever that could possibly save you. I mean, I just want you to be real about that. And that's what I was real about, because guess who would be the brother if Paige brings somebody here and we didn't vet them out, or if Steve brought somebody here and we didn't vet them out? Guess who would be the brother that would have to get them off the fucking property? Well, they'll make me look worse than this. That's for goddamn sure. So I was just saying it in that spirit. Why didn't you ask them to come for a meet and greet, camp out? We'll feed them, we'll smoke up, we'll talk, we'll get serious. And hey, if they fit in, and come live. If not, the whole thing behind Bonnie Lee Farm was to bring people here to recharge, not to necessarily live. But that's when I found out the truth about Paige. She kept pushing me to get my SSDI. Well, I don't want my SSDI. It's $1,100. I got it way back in, I believe it was 2010 or 2011. I think I'd gotten it. I got the settlement, because I was out for a while, for about 20 months of my life. I lost it, and I was completely, you want to say, mentally disabled. The whole thing of the world took me out for 20 months of my life. And but I wanted to apprentice my son, and I went back to machining and apprentice my son. And I dropped my case, so I know what it involves. I know it sucks you in. I know I have to see a psychiatrist and take their meds and do this and do that and play this lie. Well, I wasn't going to play the lie. And she started talking about money, and I'm like, well, Paige, you get $1,100 a month, and Steve gets $1,100 a month, and Ravana gets $400, $500 a month. Here, $2,600. There's no bills here, y'all. But no, there's a $400 past due water bill and a $600 past due gas bill. It's all because they got barns full of fucking shit. It's hoarders, and they buy stuff from Marketplace. Paige does, and it just sits around and rots. All I've asked for since I've been here was a couple $100 in material so I could winterize that hooch. I couldn't get that, so I had to stay in the house. Now I got fungal sinusitis in my face from having to stay in the house and breathe that, and I didn't even know I was getting sick or made myself sick. The other thing was, I was promised when I came here somewhere around 40 or 50 bucks a week when we had good working weeks, and basically that as long as I took my $194 food card and bought groceries and helped with the food thing, that everybody was going to eat well and be taken care of. That part was half worked out. I received $40 cash since I've been here in 16 months, and I got my own food stamp. So I that's the one thing I do get from the state is $194 food card. I worked for 31 years. I'm pretty sure I can get a little bit of that FICA money back without nobody making me feel bad about it. But it basically, because of the half-ass eating off the land and mixing it up and eating simple, I don't really ask for a whole lot. I ask for cane sugar and coffee. That's about all I ask for, and anybody that lives here knows All I really want is cane sugar and coffee and a nice piece of beef about once a month. I think that's pretty cool. I think any grown man or grown woman or grown person should have a good old piece of meat or whatever they like, once a month. Have a good treat. That's how I live, y'all. That's the other thing. I have shown, at least for the last 16 months for sure, from right here on Bunting Leaf Farm, how I've lived. I have not left this place. I have not had a hot shower, even though there's a hot water tank down there. Um, I bathe in a creek or I wash up under a hose. I'm a simple country boy, and that part of what I was offered here, that meadow behind me, is why I stay. And that's flat out. There have been people that have come here, they've camped, they felt good about it. They would ask about donating, and when they would say, Bill, can we donate to Bunting Leaf Farm? I say, well, you can talk to Paige about that. She's the landowner. She's literally been given over $1,000 in cash, and it's never gone back to this farm. It's never gone back to the materials. I'm not saying that now being vindictive. We were about to have a talk about this anyway, because that's when last April I decided to go ahead and have events here, because I ain't sitting here like snitching on everybody. I want to let you know the truth. I started having events here, like Earth Day party, and I wanted people to come and feel what I was feeling in the meadow. And I made this very clear when people got here. But it wasn't about donations. People brought their own, their own things to take care of, their own creature comforts. They brought their own creature comforts. And some people brought some food, and I had food. I had food for the first two events for everybody. I told everybody, what have I ever, the whole time I've been out here, y'all, any of y'all that know me, when I have a problem and something's needed, and most of the things that I've ever needed and asked y'all for help for in the last 16 months have been for this place, because they old folks and they mess up, and that's cool. The thing is, it's not telling on nobody. It's that you don't go lie on your brother. I'm being lied on right now, like I can't believe, and a lot of you are going to say, "Hey, Bill, you know better. We know better, so don't worry about it." This has been a dear sister of mine. This has been up until the other night. Oh, and I wanted to get that point across, but up until the other night, I supposedly drank a bottle of wine and went off. This woman knows stereotypes. She used to work for the Census Department, and she used to work for Donald Trump. So she knows how to twist something to sound good. So in all that eloquent writing, not the writing of a victim that's scared and no, this is very well manicured, manipulative type writing. So read her thing on Bunting Leaf Farm, and you tell me. That should have told anybody right off the bat. It's like reading a novel, but for something bad. You're like, wow, I can't even believe this ended up like this. This should have been written for a love story or written for something else. But no, she knows how to play the stereotype. So she's going to make it. She's trying to make it sound like an old drunk Southerner got a bottle of Chardonnay wine, which is like, pretty good, and drank it, and then went off on her for no reason, because I am a domestic abuser, but I only use verbal abuse. There's never no bruises. There's never no things. Smash my old lady's head on the rocks. Do this, do that, whatever. Now all of a sudden I'm this piece of shit old Southern. She's trying to play on the stereotype that I spend most of my life and will spend the rest of my life breaking this stereotype because of liars like her. So, well, I'm going to get this one. Thank God for a fucking police report. Anybody can pull up the police report on this one and see that I did call them the first time, because she was an out of control woman. She didn't want to hear about that. She spit in my fucking face. Jumped up. She wailed me 2 times on this side of the face, and I said, "That's the best you got." And she come around with a left, y'all, and knocked me out. Now I would have laughed that off, them 3 licks, but no, man, her eyes turned black. She jumped on me and beat the fuck out of me while I was down. I'm like, that's why they got a referee in the boxing ring for. But when you're not one guy down, it's supposed to be over, right? But no, so when crazy people and fucking cowards beat people when they're down. So this is what I got. But the police report will tell you that when the cops got there, I said, "Do you mind, officer?" Well, first I asked them if they take her in for a 24-hour evaluation. I said, "She is in there. She is telling you that she is off her meds, that she is PTSD, SSDI, home ridden, don't even leave her chair. She's been screaming at the TV for 5 weeks. The people in there tell you that she's off her meds. Can you take her in for 24 evaluation, even after being beaten, bloody nose, broken nose, all this other shit?" Asking them to give her the evaluation thing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, like I told Aaron, the only reason I called the cops and didn't just go, well, I don't know what to do, because you could have turned that on me the way things are. The reason I called the cops because I do live here. I have lived here in West Virginia for the last 16 months. The police here ain't that bad. Our police can do anything. I know they're unpredictable. I am not being stupid, but I've been pulled over. Let's put it this way: I've been pulled over for driving without a license. Didn't have no license. I told the officer the truth. He let me go. I've seen them where they deal with other people around here. Um, man, if you ain't growing pot or making meth, they really don't care. They tried to diffuse the situation, and here's the story. Then I said, well, if she's in there talking, Paige was talking suicide, she's going to kill herself and all victim and this and that, and she's off her meds. Never once telling the cops anything about what I did or how I beat my wife or I beat her friend or I beat her down verbally or anything. No, just, I'm off my meds. Please put the cuffs in the front. Well, they wouldn't take her the first time, so she left. But while they were here the first time, I popped up. I said, I hope y'all boys don't mind. And I was talking to my wife, Karen, on the phone as well. I said, I'm going to pop this bottle of wine because I'm pretty upset. I said, my face is swollen up, and y'all ain't going to do nothing about it. And I ain't going to get no ambulance out here in this holler because it's too loud and it's too late. And I said, so I'm just going to drink this wine, and I promise y'all I ain't bothering nobody. And they said, fine. So I sat there on the porch and I started drinking that Chardonnay. When she called them back the second time, I had a buzz, but I wasn't all hollering and fussing, which is in the police report. In fact, they pulled up and I just sat there in my chair telling Karen, what the fuck are they doing back? I guess they're going to get me for being drunk now. And they sat there in their car for about a good solid 5 minutes with the flashlights on me, and I just sat in my chair. Then finally they got out, seeing that the situation was cool. And they're like, hey, Paige called us back. She wants you to leave. And I said, well, I get mail here and I can't leave right now. And I said, we're in the middle of West Virginia. I ain't got nowhere to go. You want to get me a motel room for about a month? And he said, no. I said, all right, then. I said, you see me sitting out here on the porch. You seen when you pulled up, I'm not violent. This is over. I'm fizzled out. I'm about ready to go to bed. I just got to be down here for the Wi-Fi. I'm trying to let everybody know that, whatever, I'm okay. And there you go. Then that's when she told the cops that. She started her shit again. And then she said, I'm off my meds. And bye. And she was screaming at the cops. And then she came out. They said, well, you want her to go to jail? I said, yeah, man, finally. All right, finally, because she's going to kill herself. I said, if she kills herself, the blood is on Officer Moore and Officer Chang. And I didn't mean to throw it on them like that, but they're public servants. So I told them, if she kills herself, the blood's on you because I'm telling you, and she's telling you that she's going to kill herself. She basically said, hey, well, y'all put it. And they said, all right, we're going to arrest her. They said, you want to get a restraining order? I said, no, I don't want her to not be able to come back to her house. I just don't want to go to jail myself for domestic violence when I'm over here getting beaten on because she wants to bring a meth head to the fucking house, which is basically, y'all, what it comes down to. Now, in saying all this, I made some aspersions about Bunting Leaf Farm. I want to say something. Actually, I want to say something good about it. If you come here and Steve, my brother Steve, will show you the camping spots. If you come here and just go to the meadow and seek, that is great. I can never say a bad thing about that. But it's not the only meadow in the world, and from what I see, I mean, you 5-6 years ago, this woman wanted to start something in a Bunting Leaf Farm and Retreat for PTSD people. And if you have PTSD, you have nobody here that even really can treat it or understand it or deal with it. And you invite other people, and then when your rage comes out on them, or the brother's rage comes out on other people, and they just expect, well, listen, I might be a homeless man, or I might be a free man and live like I want. The reason I'm free is I'm free not to take shit off of nobody. I'm free not to be lied on. I'm free not to be ripped off. I'm free to pick and choose who the fuck I love and who the fuck are my friends. I'm free to pick and choose the truth. As a man that's not on psychotropic drugs, a man that just smokes a little weed, a man that does enjoy mushrooms to keep my head clear, probably once a month. I work on myself. So you that don't, people like Page 4, fuck you. Really, fuck you for a minute. Because then you turn around and you got to demonize the person that's defending himself. You got to demonize somebody else because your actions are just so shameful. Well, shame on you. Just take your shame and everybody still love you. But no, you want to lie on me, so you want to get shit going. Well, you can't deny the truth and the reality of what's going on in my sinus. You can't clean this house in a week, much less a month, much less probably 3 or 4 months of the way you let it go. You can't stop the people that came here and what they experienced. You can't come out here in a place where I at least attempt to talk to brothers at a level that most people don't even believe exists. And then you're going to try to make me sound like I'm an old drunk Southerner that just abuses people. I physically and emotionally and personally and lovingly and I want to help take care of people, but I am tough love. And if you whine too much, I'm going to tell you to drink some concrete and harden up. But that's what we all need to do right now, because it ain't nothing easy. And page 4, you and that crazy woman down there in Georgia, or these are the last 2 communities I ran. Y'all are not going to stop me in my dream of finding a community. But I'm not going to landowners anymore, y'all. I'm not going to rich people. I agree. I was talking to my brother Andy Willis about this a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to we the people and see if somehow we can't either revive an old town that people live in or something. Just something that we can do for ourselves, because we don't need to be at anybody else's mercy. We all need that little bit of confidence and security, knowing that at least I have a place to lay my head. This is a big part of the homeless project. What's happening now is just fueling a good thing for me, because it's giving me the gumption and a desire to get on the road and get this going. And as soon as I get this fungal cyanitis shit, I just want to at least know how long I got till I need to get scraped out, and then I'm going to take off. So we'll get something going. We'll get some answers to that. But in the meantime, how dare you, Paige? How dare you come at me, no matter how mad you are at me? And I was even talking to Steve about this down there before they left, that you're going to pit them against me and hold things over their head. And you got them running away from the house. And I'm sitting up here on the side of the meadow and can't even eat out of the house. You're eating my food in your house. How dare you get on Facebook, on Bonnie Lee Farm, which I made for you. I made all this for all of y'all. We're going to give you a tea business and a seed business and events time. All this came about me being here. And you do a brother like this, you do a homeless person like this, and then you claim to be a liberal and an advocate for women, and you just made women look like shit. You're an advocate for PTSD. You just made PTSD people look like shit. I mean, you're an advocate for the homeless. I want no homeless people come here, Paige, if they know you. I'm sorry that had to go down like this, y'all. I'm sorry. My heart's broke. I have spent nights, including this morning, in that meadow, just touching that meadow and apologizing to it. And I know y'all don't understand that. There's things about this place I was promised. I thought the next 2 years of my life were set, and I don't have a plan. So thank God my plans didn't get ruined. But I thought for at least the next 2 years, I had earned something with my blood, sweat, and tears. And Paige, you just showed me that no matter what, I'm going to be treated how you just stereotype me. And you're going to twist things like everybody else has in my life. And you're going to take certain truths of a story and put them down and write them so eloquently and so nice and so just sounds so great. That didn't sound like a scared woman. That didn't sound like an abused woman. That didn't sound like anything but a manipulator. And you wrote it, page 4. So you can take the truths of it, and you can take the order of it and mix them up, and you can do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. I am not associated with Bonnie Lee Farm anymore. And that should be a heartbreak moment for anybody that knew how much I loved this meadow and how much this meadow loved me. And everybody that came here saw that. And you can't take that away, Paige, with your lies. You can't take away what I do for my brother with anything that you write. And you damn sure can't take away the fact that I empower women to be the beautiful, life-giving forces that they are. And I'll treat you like an equal because I'll talk to you like an equal. But I don't beat women, Paige. I don't beat women like you go out there friending up Richard Boyden all of a sudden, Karen's ex that did beat on her. There you go. There you go. And I can't wait for you to explain all that to Karen. She's going to want to hear about how she's going to work for me assaulting her and how I smashed her head into the rocks. Good job explaining that to her, Paige. You opened up a can of worms and a bunch of lies, and you wrote it at 4 o'clock in the morning in the dark wee hours, so it'd get up there and nobody like me, I wouldn't see it. I don't get up with the sun. So good for you. Bravo. You embarrassed me, Paige. You embarrassed me, and you made me feel like I had to come out here and do something that I don't like doing, which is telling my personal business that's bad and should have been between me and you and the court, since you brought the court into it because you called a second time. But nobody's going to take away the fact that there was no drinking before this started, that you wanted to bring a meth head here, that you have ripped me off, that you have called the cops back a second time and you asked to go to jail. You say you volunteered to go to jail. No, you said, do I have to go to jail? And they said, yes. You're sitting there saying you beat them. Her hands were all beat up. And instead of going to jail, like 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 somebody that just beat somebody's ass, instead of, hey, okay, I beat your ass, now I'm going to face the music. It's like, please put me in the front. I'm PTSD and it'll make me claustrophobic and I'll get upset. Couldn't even go to jail like a fucking fighter. So whatever. Write some more shit about me. Any of y'all, write what the fuck you want about me. I'm so fucking close on the edge of stepping off and just walking away. Because I have taken advantage of this meadow and the mother and the universe. And I know that things aren't going to be so much great here for a long while. But no, see, I ain't a quitter and I ain't a coward and I ain't a liar. So whatever on your half truths and how you put things together. But remember, the more we run brothers and sisters away because of petty shit, even a physical fight didn't have to be out. It didn't have to ruin things that were built. I'm tired of people like Page. I'm tired of people like Trump. I'm tired of people like the government. I'm tired of like people like even people in the street. There's poor people in the street even ruining good things that happen. If something good happens, sometimes they got this whole saying, it's called take one for the fucking team. That's called taking one for the team. I didn't say a fucking word about it until she brought this up. So fuck it all. Get real. That's the time to do. Get real. I love y'all. I had to explain it. So there you go. I'm not going to put this on YouTube and fuck all this. There's a video document for any law enforcement out there that she wants to cast aspersions on my character. That's actually against the law. I don't care. Maybe I ought to start doing some suing. There you go. What if I got full of hate? What if I got full of spite and vinegar? What if I used the man in ways that I said that don't work for other people? Because I told y'all why I called him cops. And he's West. You know what? For Calhoun County, West Virginia, I got to give Officer Moore and Officer Chain. I got to give them a pat on the back. They tried to take nobody to jail. They really did. She called them back the second time. So what the fuck ever. I love y'all. Peace. Don't live in fear. And let's do it for each other, y'all. I'm tired of dealing on people that got something. I want to make something of my own, and I'm tired of helping people that have things and then act like they don't know what they have. That part of my teaching life's over. I think. I love y'all.